All right. So we are officially in fall, which means that some states in the United States, they have two seasons and it's summer and college football season.
Yep.
So I I'm not an avid college football watcher, but if it's on TV, I may peruse a little bit. But it got me thinking, what was one thing in college that you either wish that you did or your school didn't have and you wish that they had because you were envious of other schools?
Yeah.
Because I went to a big college, but you went to a smaller one. So I was
Yeah. Yeah.
just wondering.
Yeah. So I went to Loyola in Chicago. So I mean, it is on the smaller side, right? It's definitely not like ASU. Like it's a lot smaller than that. But it has its advantages of being a city school. But one of the things that we did not have a football team. We have a
Mhm.
basketball team, which they've been lately doing really well. But when I was in school, I don't think they were doing that great. Um, but kind of like I wish that I went to like a football school because like I see, like my sister-in-law went to Alabama and I'm like that looks like
Oh,
like so much fun, right? Like a huge football school, right? I yeah, that it looks like so much fun to me. I didn't like visit friends as much as I would have liked to, like at other schools. I mean, most of my friends went to U of I. And so I'm like,
yeah.
and I did visit U of I once, and I was like, okay, that's enough. Like,
What do you mean? It's the Harvard of the Midwest.
oh
Come
yeah, the
on.
Harvard of the Midwest, that's for sure. Yeah. So what about? So you did go to ASU, right?
I did go to ASU. Man, what a huge college. Like my high school in Arizona, my graduating class was like 300 plus people. Like it was tiny. And then my freshman courses were 400 people. Like you could just
Gosh,
fit my graduating class in like Psych 101.
that's insane.
Um, but for me, I think even though I went to a giant school, I didn't participate in like the college football sports stuff. And I think a lot of it is because I didn't live on campus my freshman and sophomore year.
That makes a huge difference. Yeah.
So like I didn't do any of like the freshman initiation things. Like there is this like first week of school, you hike. This is so Arizona. You hike a mountain and there's a giant like A on the top of the mountain, and then everyone takes like it's yellow throughout the year, and then before the first home game, everyone takes like a handprint and paints the A white for like the kickoff of the school season and all of that. I didn't do
Okay.
any of it. I didn't do any of
Yeah.
it. Um, but
Yeah.
it was fine. Like I went to a couple of games, and granted, ASU kind of sucked football wise when I went to college too.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard.
but I
Yeah. Cause
never went
like,
in.
yeah, like yeah, if your school's like not great at those games, you're just like, why am I gonna go? Even though like the tickets are like $5, but like, eh. I mean, I was a
Eh,
commuter too, so like
same.
I didn't stay downtown. I mean, in retrospect, maybe I should have, but like, I don't know. I was 20 minutes away from campus. I can't justify living on campus for that. That, and I also went to nursing school, which I feel like
Mm,
you don't get to, I mean if I lived on campus I'm sure I probably would have mingled with more people, but like I was very heavily just like with all the nursing students and stuff like that, and they had a very rigorous like curriculum. Like I really didn't have an opportunity to study abroad either. There was like
yeah, same.
I think I was a freshman, only freshman year you were allowed to study abroad, and like I just didn't get my shit
Wow.
together enough fast enough. That, and I was working in a hospital, like I was working as a nursing assistant too, so I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy to think like study abroads were around like when we were in college, but at least for me, like my major, like they didn't offer it in my major. I had a very new major. I think I was the fifth total graduating class in my major.
Oh wow.
So a lot of the study abroad programs were for like other things, and it was quite expensive.
Yeah.
But now I feel like
Every
everyone does
program
at
has it.
least a
Yeah.
study abroad, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it would have been nice to go to Spain or
Right.
Ireland or something.
Yeah. Now, like, so I actually went back to Loyola to teach, and they have Rome Center that you can go to. They can go to England, and I think they can study about like their like medical system and stuff like that.
Wow.
And there's another one. where they went to. Oh, I think there's like you can go to France to like Lourdes, I believe. So I'm like, what the hell? Why? Like, but again, I think I was too young that I'm just like, I can't get my shit together fast enough to do this. So,
Oh, no. But I would love, sometimes I just wish to go back to when times were easier, where like you didn't have bills, you didn't have anything.
yes.
All you had to worry about was getting your ass up to go to class, doing decent in those classes. Like,
Right.
come on, I went to ASU. Our
C's get
tagline,
degrees, right? Yeah.
yeah. So,
Was that your tagline?
um,
Seriously, C's get degrees?
oh yeah, come
Yeah.
on. Like, it was. I, you could, even though Arizona State back then was considered a party school, it still is, but it's not compared to like what the party schools are now. But uh, it was fine. I
Yeah.
think I just want to go back to like taking classes and not have to pay for it and like not have responsibilities and go and study abroad and do that. Change my major 17 times because I don't know what I'm doing, kind of thing.
Right.
Right.
I
So,
know. Yeah, I
but
agree. I really miss the irresponsible days that now we have houses and pets and husbands and yeah, it's just not we didn't appreciate it
no,
back then.
we didn't. We really didn't.
No.
And then I went, well,
But the positive thing about being an adult is pretty much no one's telling you what to do and we could do whatever we want and go to as many races as we want and we can
exactly.
yeah, we could go yes. So that's the positive about being an adult.
Disposable income and nobody
Yes.
telling us what the fuck to do with it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay. Awesome. All right, well then let's get started and we can be irresponsible on this podcast. We can
Well,
talk about all the things.
absolutely. Sunday fun day, right?
Whoop, whoop. All right, well, welcome to Lap It Like It's Hot, everyone. This episode, we're going to do a 2025 season recap. So we're going to go alphabetically through all of the teams. We're going to rank our every driver, and then at the end, we're going to give our predictions of what the team is going to be like in 2026. We know silly season still not done, which we'll talk about. But overall, if even though we might not know the full driver lineup for the 2026 season, we'll still give an overall ranking of what we're thinking. So, but before that, silly season died down.
Yeah, the
And
dust
then
has
all of a
settled.
sudden, yesterday, I'm on the Instagrams and I'm listening to the Marshall Pruitt podcast. And if you don't listen to it, MP is great. And he explicitly said that he is 100% certain that Rinus VeeKay did not leave Coin to go to Foyt.
Hmm.
And everyone's like, what?
Yeah. Where would he go?
The rumor is that Penske might be a place for Rinus to land, which, what?
What? Right? Like, well, so then what's going to happen to Malukas? Because isn't that seat supposed to be his? That we haven't heard anything yet. Obviously, anything can happen. So is he just going to stay where he's at?
So I had my own thoughts about this because I explicitly on last podcast said that Rinus is going to Foyt, but
Right.
my initial thoughts were, well, technically Will is on the payroll until the 31st of December this year because Penske wanted to keep him on until the end of the year. So that way he couldn't start working with Andretti until January 1. Is that why they can't announce Malukas? And then I went, no, they could still announce him and
Right.
say he's starting January 1. My second tinfoil hat theory, they don't think Malukas is ready. And there are inklings that Joseph Newgarden may or may not be ready to think about retirement.
Hmm.
And that could be in a year or two, right? And I know we'll talk about this when we get to Penske, but Joseph Newgarden has had a horrible season this year. So I guess it all depends on what next year looks like. But if Renus does take that seat, I believe that Penske might have buyer's remorse with having Malukas in the wings and him not ready yet.
Yeah. I mean, like, well, and like I said, we'll talk about like, evaluate all the teams and their performance this year. It's like, it's not that Malukas didn't do terrible, but like, is he, yeah, you're right. Is he ready for the Penske performance or not?
Right. And Miles Rowe is in Indy Next. He is also affiliated to Penske. He is now entering, I believe, his third season with Indy Next. And the second half of the Indy Next season, he was winning. He was, in contention with, the Kayos, the Dennis Haugers, the Albas of the late season. If Miles Rowe goes for a Dennis Hauger like performance or even a strong performance and wins a championship next season, he's also attached to Penske.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
right? Like you're so, but well, Joseph's what? 34, 35 years old.
He's young to retire. What would he do? Like, now I'm going to look this up to see
Well,
exactly.
you could always retire from IndyCar and do, IMSA performance. You can still race in some particular way if he wants to continue doing that.
Yeah, he's
He
he's
can go.
34. Just so that's what yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I know that both Joseph Newgarden and Scotty Mack signed long-term deals with Penske. Who knows what those are? And as we know, contracts are literally written on air and prayers because anything can change.
Right.
So if Renus does decide to maybe sign a 1 year, see if he can prove himself in the Penske, maybe. But to go from Coin to Penske is like the biggest glow up
That's a huge
anyone can
leap.
have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't even realize that the primary sponsor, Roy, is staying with Coin. So
Hmm.
what is Renus going to give Penske?
Yeah.
He is consistent. He's great on ovals.
But you always have to bring something, unfortunately, too. Like, I mean, yeah, like
Yeah.
he's a solid racer, but like, what else? What else are you bringing to the table?
Yeah. So now I feel like Penske just wants to stay relevant in the news because any good press is great for them right now. But well, I guess we're still waiting on Renus, Malukas, whatever's going on with the Foyt and Penske seats. We also have RLL and one JHR. So apparently, Stingray Rob is signed a multi-year deal with JHR. So the plan is for him to still return,
Interesting.
but airs and prayers, we don't know if that's going to happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I would think that wouldn't they want to keep? I mean, Daly is a more popular driver and performs better, I would say, than Stingray.
Yeah. Stingray's
Wouldn't you
budget.
want to keep? Yeah. What you bring to that table?
Yeah.
He's bringing that bacon.
He is. He really is. So, and Brad Hollinger has been very explicit saying, I have invested a lot of money in this team. I need to start seeing that ROI. And
Yeah.
Stingray is bringing a little bit of
He's
ROI
bringing more
back
of
to
the
his
ROI.
pocketbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I'd be really sad if Daly doesn't have a seat, but there's no way he has to.
well,
Somewhere.
where?
Not yeah. I know. Where would he go?
You have Dennis Hauger, who brings a budget, has the Indy Next sponsorship, scholarship, and all that fun stuff. He's on loan
Mm-hmm.
from Andretti. So Andretti is going to try to find a place for him like they did with Louis Foster. But
Mm-hmm.
is it going to be RLL? Is that the graveyard where Andretti drivers go to like marinate and
Yeah.
wait for a crazy Colton Herta to go to F2 moment?
Right.
So you have that. You have Renus floating around. Malukas, if he decides to leave, if Penske decides to cut ties with him, that second Foyt seat is tied to Penske dollars. So will he come up with the budget to stay? Or does someone go to JHR? We have And then you have Prema, who may or may not even be there next year.
Right. Which did I hear? Did I see in the news that like that 2026 is probably going to happen for them? Because didn't Schwartzman did kind of sign, even though he's not happy for
Yeah,
2026?
yeah, but the primary financing, I'm blanking on the lovely lady's name.
Yeah.
She's liquidating all of her assets from like Iron Dames and all of that. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Um, but with the new regulations coming in 2027, 28, with the cars are going to be bigger,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly. So there's going to need to be less cars on the grid because some of the tracks can't take that many cars on pit lane.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's keeping us warm for the lovely 6 month off season. Um, but I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
Renee
running into.
Renee Rawson.
There we
What you're
go.
talking about? Yeah.
So who
Yeah.
knows
So
if
it
Renee
says.
decides to keep funding it? Great.
Yeah.
Also, no one ever said that Schwartzman was unhappy at IndyCar. Let's
Right.
call that as it is.
Yeah.
Him having difficulties living in America is way different than enjoying IndyCar as a whole.
Yeah.
And he said
And
nothing about that in his Instagram
yeah,
story.
yeah, they did say that he was more of like he missed like it's the European lifestyle that he misses, which
Yeah.
let me tell you, I don't blame you, kid, for one
No.
second. Like it's not an easy transition to come from Europe to the US. So we'll see.
We'll see. The other piece of news dropped. It was weird that they dropped it yesterday, like on a Saturday, but the Mexico IndyCar Grand Prix is not happening for 2026 due to scheduling issues with the World Cup.
Boo.
The initial estimated date that they were trying to get it to happen was in March, and we looked at the schedule last time I checked. The World Cup isn't in
Not
March.
yeah. I mean, there's definitely some sort of other interference that's happening because yeah, the
Yeah.
world. I mean, if they are, was there a change to the F1 schedule? Did they drop the F1 schedule for
Yeah,
2026?
they did,
Yeah,
but I
right.
don't Mexico Mexico is usually in October,
It's
right? It's in that.
it usually falls on Dia de los Muertos, like because they love that whole
Yeah.
theme, right?
So
Um,
it should be fine due to the World Cup.
yeah, it should. But prep, I mean, we know how much crazy prep that's involved.
Is
Um,
NASCAR going back to Mexico?
I
Because
don't
that's
know.
also
What did it?
like
I thought I did hear that too.
because they had the race this year,
Yeah,
but if
yeah.
they're if NASCAR's coming back,
So next, it does fall on Dia de los Muertos in
oh yay!
2026, which is cool. Um,
Oh, and Checo will be back. Come on, it'll be incredible.
yes. Oh, that's gonna be yeah. That is pretty good. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, yeah. NASCAR series at Mexico City. No, let's not look
What's
at
this year?
Wikipedia. Let's not look at
Why?
Wikipedia. Why
It's
not?
a truth. It's a truthful
It's
source.
truth. Yes, exactly. Sorry.
Oh no, because
I'm
if
just
they're
looking.
coming back and you have F1, NASCAR, maybe they wanted more from IndyCar, better ticket sales or, whatever, better fees, whatever it might
So
be.
so this year they did race in Mexico City, right? In June.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's see 2026. What is this gonna be there or not? Won't
I don't know
race
if it was a
will not.
special. Okay. So maybe it's just F1 and it's going to maybe come back in 27.
Yeah.
But what this is, insert Monica bitching about the schedule. Now we don't have thermal. Does that mean they're going to keep Iowa
Yeah,
because they need
probably.
to have this
They
rep?
gotta fill in somewhere else. I know, right? Unless they
Yeah.
come. I mean, we do have the Chicago Speedway, right? Just
Please
saying,
come to
that would be
Chicago.
so much easier for us to go to Joliet than anywhere else, right?
I'd be okay with a doubleheader in Milwaukee again if they needed
Yes.
to.
Yep.
But don't go like it would be nice to see a new track like Chicago or even like Watkins Glen, like something Richmond, like take us somewhere fun and
Right.
new, even though Mexico's not happening.
Is there
So
any races in the Northeast? No, right? Not really.
Toronto, I think, is the closest, right?
Yeah.
Um, they do need one. I think there's rumors that Washington D.C. is planning on having a race in 27, like a
Mm,
street race,
mm-hmm.
which would be cool.
That would be
But
cool.
bring us back to Watkins Glen. Come on,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
already there. People love those standalone, whatever, and let's do that. Come on,
Yeah. Right. Who do
come
we
on,
talk to?
Roger.
I want to talk to the manager immediately.
Hey, Roger,
I
put
don't
this on the schedule. Come
maybe
on.
I don't have the right haircut yet to speak to the manager, but maybe we'll get that haircut and we can make it happen.
It's Halloween. I bet you there's a wig that we could buy you. That would be
We're
perfect.
gonna be IndyCar Karens. Is that what we're gonna do with our have our
Oh my God,
signs?
could that's actually genius. We could have like very hot takes
Yes.
about things. Ooh, okay. All right. I know what we're dressing up as for Halloween one of these
Yeah,
years.
which means that one of us has to host a Halloween party for us to. We're just not going to pick it like around our neighborhoods and be like, or maybe we will. I don't know. Like we could do that
It'd be
too.
good
It's totally
content.
fine.
They'll be like,
It
did they lose it finally?
totally would. Yep, 100%. We sure
uh,
have.
so we'll see. We'll see what happens in the news and we'll see if a schedule's coming. Maybe it'll happen in November
Yeah,
at this point. Who knows?
yeah,
But let's dive into our 2025 season recap. So how
yes,
we're going to break this down is we're going to have every team, and we did it alphabetically just because it's easier this way.
yeah,
And we're going to start with the first half of this season's grid, and we did a star rating system. So 1 star being like horrible season, pack your bags, leave, you're done, bye, and 5 star being chef's kiss, perfection, like this was the season for you. Um, and we'll go through each of the drivers and give some like season recaps, and then each of us will give our ratings, and then after we're finished we will do a lovely what do you think 2026 is going to look like for this team. So
mm-hmm.
that's kind of the plan for today. um and in no particular order because it is alphabetical, we're going to start with the lovely Andretti.
Yes, perfect. So yeah,
uh,
let's talk about so between Colton, Kyle, and Mark and Mr. Marcus. Marcus, what can we say? Like he's not, he definitely had a bad year. I mean,
yeah.
he was ultimately ranked 20th in the drivers, within the drivers ranks. He is capable of so much more. So I have no
Yeah.
idea what was going on, but he did have like little glimmers of hope within the season. So I know during the 500, I mean, the infamous Pato thing that Erickson just choked. Um, but I mean, he kind of did, but he did end up getting second, right? Oh no, but then
Yeah,
he
but
got
got
the
disqualified.
penalty. I got yeah. So, but through
But
no fault of his own, right? And not based
right.
on his performance. It was because of the
Yeah.
team issue. So yeah, we give him 2 stars, unfortunately.
I almost gave him 1, but I
It
saved
was
those for like true horrible.
right. We
There
still
were
like him, like I said, and then, like you said, there was still little glimmers, little pieces of positive things that happened to him throughout the season.
yeah, I think he struggled a lot on the road and street courses, and a lot of his own demise was sometimes not even his own fault because he qualified poorly, which means he was put in carnage and then either got hit or shunted or whatever it might be. For someone who came to this series from F1, won a 500, right? Still cannot believe when I was at that 500 and we were in the GA area. So we had no idea who won until they announced it because we were so far. And they're like, Marcus Ericsson has won the Indy 500. And all of us were like, what?
What? Yeah,
Because,
yeah. Huh?
huh? He always does well there. I think next year will be telling. If it consistently bleeds into 2026, then Andretti's going to make that decision to be like, hey, we got better
Yeah,
drivers
I
out
think it's just
there.
going to be. Yep. We've got a line
Yep,
behind you that can probably do better, unfortunately. So,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
I also blame his headshot was terrible. Like the little graphic that they had, he looked ill. Maybe that had
he
something to do
did.
with it too. So,
Off topic though,
off topic.
him and his wife got married in Italy just
Yes, it like
was it
a few
last
last
weekend?
week. Yes. Oh, what a just glamorous wedding. Did you see some like
Chef's
pictures and
kiss.
stuff like that? Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. They looked like they had the time of their life, and I'm so happy for they're not newly married couple because I think they were married before, but they had the party in the off
Yes.
season, and all the Andretti drivers looked incredible.
They
Of
look
course they
great.
did, but
Yeah. I mean,
congratulations for an awesome party.
when Lake Como is your backdrop, it's kind of hard, everybody looks glamorous in Lake Como.
Listen, I know that sometimes people think that I am the leader of the Marcus Ericsson hate club, but I'm sad that my invite got lost in the mail. I would have loved
Yeah.
to gone to Lake
Right?
Como.
I think so. Yeah, same. Oh
uh,
well, next time, next wedding.
next time. Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's talk about Kyle Kirkwood next.
Okay.
Um, Kyle had a very strong season.
He
I
did.
think he was one of the only driver that could beat Alex Palou in the
Hmm.
beginning of this season. Um, he he also had the disqualification alongside Ericsson in the 500 and had a difficult last couple of races. I think his momentum fizzled out a little bit, but I still think that he had a decent season.
Yeah.
He was fourth in the Drivers' Championship, which with an Alex Palou dominated season, not bad.
Yeah.
So we're giving Kyle 4 stars for his season. I think that if he would have won a few more, I would have given him that 5 or maybe actually got second or third in the championship. But to be the number one Andretti driver for the season, number one car, top ranked, um, the only Andretti driver to win this
Hmm.
season.
Not one,
He
but
had
three. So he won 3 races this year, which is.
the king of the streets,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
he won an oval. So I think moving into next year, even though Will Power is joining the Andretti team, I think Kyle is going to give that team leader mentality. Even though Power has such legacy status, he's not going to know the team as well as Kyle. So this is an opportunity for Kyle to step up, be a team lead, guide the team into making better decisions. I think him and Brian Herta are a great pair. That change that happened in 2023, 24 was a great decision on Andretti's behalf. Keep doing it.
Yep.
Keep doing it, Kyle. You're going to be great.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
this one's sad.
This is
This one's
sad
sad.
because I've seen so many people that say like, "Oh, he's an overhyped driver," and we're talking about Colton now. Poor Colton. That he had an okay season, right? Unfortunately, he wasn't able to punch out any wins. He did get a few poles, ended up being seventh ranking of overall. And now he finds himself that he's pursuing his dream of going to F2 to get that F1 seat. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't say somebody's overrated. Like if I think that he could handle, going over into F2 and things like that. But he, you know, I wish he did better this year.
It would have been the Cinderella story of even if he didn't get the F1 seat, like we could take that out. I think after seeing Alex Palou's domination and him not being up with Kyle at the beginning of the season, I think the writing was on the wall that like those super license points every weekend were just dwindling back and back and back.
Yep.
outside of that, Colton still is an incredible driver. He makes incredible moves. He's got ninja hands.
Yeah.
That man can that man can save a car on an oval better than anyone.
Right. And I
His
think a lot of the mistakes that happened were because of outside factors and not necessarily him. I mean, how
yeah,
many times, how many pit stops were just absolutely wrecked through
yep,
no fault of his own, that like it was really
yep,
the team, that he could have done a lot better if the team gave him that same amount of effort.
100%. Outside of the crash at the 500 that put him in the back of the grid, he just consistently could not, like, outside of his polls, it was either like pole or 20th or 15th, right? And so he kept always fighting from the back, which he did incredible for. But imagine if he was consistent and his team didn't screw him with yet another like loose tire in pit lane.
Right.
He would have been up there fighting with Kyle Kirkwood and
Mhm.
having those moments. Um, but he still had a decent season. Like he still was in the top 10 a lot of times. He still was in the top 5 a lot of times. Um, and so I gave I think Colton 3 stars. I think 3 stars.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. It wasn't
Very
something
mid,
to
like
write home
mid,
about.
like
Yeah.
right.
But
Unfortunately.
if he would have won, I probably would have given him still 3.5 stars if we were doing halvesies.
Yeah.
Um, but it would have been incredible if like he won in Nashville and then made the announcement. I feel like he will have more wins coming. It's going to be sad that it's not going to be an IndyCar. It's going to be an F2 for a little bit, but
Mhm.
that's okay.
It's okay.
That's fine.
We're still going to watch him, and we're going to be very excited. We are very excited for him.
Yeah. So I think overall, next year's lineup, we are going to have Will Power, Marcus Ericsson, and Kyle Kirkwood. Uh, my ranking for 2026 is 3.75 out of 5 stars.
Mhm.
I think Will's going to do well, but it's going to take him some time to get used to driving a new engine and a new team.
Yep.
Marcus Ericsson, we'll see if he's
We'll
going to
see.
show up or not.
Maybe the marriage will do him a little good, right?
Maybe the off season in Italy will give
Yeah.
him better thoughts about, how to race better. I don't know.
I know.
But
Yeah, right. I
we'll
mean,
see.
if there's any place in the world that's going to make you motivate you to race better, it is Italy.
Exactly. So, um, I don't want to give him 4 stars yet because I really want to see Will Power in St. Pete, but I think they're going to have
Yeah.
a good season. I don't think they're going to have a Penske Chip Ganassi incredible season. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. I think that first year, it's like we say, the pancake year, right? The first pancake year, right?
Yeah.
We'll give them that. But hopefully, once they get that routine down with Will, that we'll start seeing better things coming from Andretti.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to AJ Foyt.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we talked ad nauseum about David Malukas a little bit earlier, so we won't talk about too much about the Penske connection.
Yeah.
But I do think that Malukas, ever since his injury at McLaren and then going to MSR and then going to Foyt, he's had a lot to prove. He's
Mhm.
always had to say, I deserve to be here. I'm a top tier driver, et cetera, et cetera. He had moments of like, that's a Penske driver. He
Mhm.
had he short ovals and David Malukas, they're best friends. But I still think that he struggles with road courses and he struggles on street. So I still think that he still gets in his head. He's a baby. I always have to remind myself these
He's
are
only 23.
just a
He's
little baby.
only 23 years old. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Crazy.
Little Dave.
Little Dave.
I will still call him Little Dave until he moves up when and if he moves up to Penske. Then he'll be Dave. He'll be an adult. But
Mm-hmm.
I still think he did okay. compared to his teammate, he was 11th in the championship, which is huge for him.
Mm-hmm.
He beat his teammate by a lot. And so I think 3 stars. I think a mid okay season is perfect for him.
Yeah, agreed.
So
So on the flip side, Mr. Santino, which we've been very vocal about him throughout the season. Um, he is an emotional racer. He is
yep.
a hothead. Um, that's his huge downfall. That he very vindictive, and that he needs to control those emotions, and I think that he would improve. So
Yeah.
his overall ranking was 16th, and like you said, that compared to his teammate, not great. But he also did have some great moments, like in Detroit and Road America. Um, I mean, I think this is still one of the coolest things that we saw was just like people that were throwing those beers over the what's it called, the fence. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
they could have thrown water, but nah, he was like, beer me. So yeah,
He didn't get back in the car to drive it, right? Someone picked him up, right?
because
I always thought about that.
remember he ran out of gas.
Oh, he did. Yes.
He did.
Okay.
So yes.
Like,
so like someone had to pick him up. So thank goodness. But yes, he did run out of gas, which I think that was the world saying that, like, okay, maybe that's why he was like, yeah, give me a beer because I can't get back
probably.
in the car. So
yeah. And I do say it was his fault, but he did crash and warm up in Toronto, which put him completely out of the Toronto race. So he got 0 points for that race. So I think even if you calculated Toronto and taken his average where he ends up on street, he still would have been like 14th, which is better than 16th. But because of that 0 goose egg, it brought him down to 16th. And we know that that's not where Santino wants to be at.
Of course not. No, none of the drivers want to be down there. But, all those little mistakes, they add up. They take away the points. So you have to just keep that in perspective.
Yeah. So I think for next year, depends on if Malukas is going to be there or not. I still think Foyt will have a strong season. I think it just depends on who's in that second car. If it's if Renus is 100% not going there, and let's say a Hauger, a Daly, I don't know.
Daly would be nice.
Yeah, but does AJ Foyt want to deal with that? I don't.
Oh yeah, so. No, I didn't think about. No, yeah, absolutely not. I mean, but they would be in the news every other day or something like that. Like, I think they would get some pretty good content.
Listen, what if they got like rivals status sponsorship? So like Santino's Coke and Connor is Pepsi.
Hilarious.
They had like, and lean into it, right? They probably are like, yeah, we don't get along because we don't have the same hobbies or whatever, but like lean into it.
Yes.
But I still think they have an amazing oval package. I still think that they have room on road and street, but Santino will be there leading the team. I think they'll be fine. 3 stars.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yep.
So, all right. Let's go into Chip Ganassi.
All right.
Chip Ganassi Racing.
I know, right? I wonder where we have Alex below with our ranking. Phenomenal year. Amazing. He's on a streak right now. So it's no secret. He was ranked number 1. He's got 8 wins. He's got 6 poles. He was in the top 10 15 times, top 5 14 times. Amazing stats this year. So no secret, 5 stars. 10 stars, really,
6
for him. Yeah.
27 stars.
27 stars for Pelot. So good for him. It was, we watched history, right? He's one of the greats that he's going to go down in history. The next top 10 that I do, he's definitely going to be on my list.
Yeah. You can't win the Indy 500 and the championship and basically own the entire series without having it be perfect.
Right.
Yep. And even when it wasn't perfect, it still was better than everyone else, which is, it's crazy. That man he's Iron Man of IndyCar. You
Yeah.
can't, like, what can that man not do?
Yeah. Yeah. He's going
All
on
right.
like a tour or something like that right now. And like, it's fun to watch. So if you guys don't follow him on Instagram, I highly suggest that you guys do that.
I know.
So,
We'll see what happens next year, but yeah, 5 stars, perfect season,
yep.
perfect, and then some.
Yep.
Really,
Yep.
he got extra credit.
For
He
sure.
was gold star plus 5
Mhm.
extra credit points.
Teacher's pet for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But then we have Scott Dixon. I feel like we outside of his win from the one of few Alex Palou mistakes, Scott was just there. Like he wasn't making headlines. He wasn't having these like OMG moments. Um, but my biggest thing is this man was going through engines. Like he's just, you know what? I just want another one. And
Yeah.
I'll take the engine penalty.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Yeah.
So I do wonder if
He's a legend
started
already. So he's just like, nah, whatever. Just do it.
anything that moved the needle, right?
Right.
So I do think that because of the engine penalties for so many of these races, like I feel like every weekend when there was a race, I would just share the update. The number 9 is taking a grid penalty due to a new engine. And I'm like, how many engines has this man gone through?
Yeah.
But he still ended up third.
Yeah.
Third in the championship.
He just like knew. He was like, you know what? I'm probably not gonna do it. So just screw it. Just give me these penalties. Just bring them on. That's fine with me. So
yeah, it's fine. I have conspiracies about the fact that Scott Dixon was trying different engine modes and destroying engines to test out for Alex Palou and see like, or like, gas mileage and all that fun stuff. But
it could be tinfoil
my
hat.
Tinfoil hat.
That's a good hot take. I would say that like,
Yeah.
you really think that I guess for the good of the team, he's a team player that he would be willing to sacrifice himself. And he didn't sacrifice himself too much because he was third,
Yeah.
So
outside of a shitty kind of midfield Indy 500.
Yeah.
I think Scott deserves 4 stars. I think being third in a championship led by your teammate, and all your engine penalties, but still getting, 12 top 10s and 6 top 5s. And you won a race.
Yeah.
You had a good season.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure. And then we have Kiffin Simpson.
Yeah.
So
Kiff Dog.
Kiffin, he ended up 17th. Fortunately, he didn't have any wins or anything like that, but he got top 10 6 times. He was top 5 3 times. So he, for a young driver, and especially your 2 teammates are Dixon and Palou, still held his own for a good amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah. We have to remember this is his sophomore season.
Yeah.
Right? Like the first season of IndyCar, you're going to be crashing, you're going to be figuring things out, you're going to be doing all of this, but he had a podium this season, first podium. Like he has 2 incredible mentors. You have old school GOAT Scott Dixon and new school GOAT Alex Palou. Like hold on to that seat for dear fucking life, Kiffin, because you're getting information that people would pay millions of dollars
for sure. To be those 2 are your mentors, like that's unreal.
Come on.
Yeah.
So I still think that he has a lot of room for improvement on ovals, but
how old is Kiffin?
Oh, he has to be what, 20, 22, 21 years old?
So crazy.
I know isn't he from he's from Cayman Islands, I believe.
Yep.
So, but I do think that he's become less crash heavy, more consistent. So I'm excited to see what he'll do in his 3rd year, because that's going to be the year of like true, has everything you've done in your freshman and sophomore year really paid off?
He is 20 years old.
What?
I know. See?
I'm going to head out.
I'm going to go. Like, he is 20 years old. That's insane. Oh my God.
Just a baby.
He literally just a baby. And we were just talking about in our college years, all the decisions that we couldn't make. Talk about, being a IndyCar driver at that time. Oh my God. I can't.
Oh, but I can't.
20.
Child,
Yeah. Absolute child.
man.
So, yeah.
I I was I was getting my driver's license when that man was born.
Right?
Um,
I know. Oh my God. I can't.
look at him. I
Yeah.
drive like a grandma, and he's driving 200 miles an hour on an oval. Come on.
Yeah. You know what? Like, how they do say, like, your brain isn't fully developed until you're like 24 or 25 years old. So like you don't perceive that danger. And then like by when you've been in that car for how many years or whatever, like with Scott Dixon, like,
Yeah. What do you even get scared?
no, I
Like,
doubt it.
if I could, little tangent, if I could do like an IndyCar like hot mic and like the media room, I'd be like, what is your number one fear? Like, I would like
Yeah.
to know, like, is Alex Pillow deathly afraid of spiders? I would like to see that man like
Right? Like
screech and be like, spider.
what are you scared of? Because like, I mean,
Yeah.
just watching some of their, like the driver point of view, especially when they're in Detroit, and it's just everything is so narrow and windy and
Oh,
stuff like that. Oh my God. Or yeah, I just can't.
nope. Mm-mm. But I think
So
overall, Kiffin, 3 stars. I think 3 stars.
yeah,
Good season. Not horrible, not great. It was just a good performance, which is perfect. And for
yeah,
next year, CGR, 4 stars. They're going to do well. I don't think
yeah,
Alex will have the same performance, but I still think they're going to be consistent and they're going to be strong.
for sure. Yep. It would be wild if he just pretty much repeated the same season, right? But
Well,
we'll see if that's going to happen.
because even with Max Verstappen's perfection season, that second season was still really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll
We'll
see. We'll
see.
see.
We'll see. All
All
right,
right. We
let's
got
move on to
two more teams.
two more teams. Let's go to Dale Coyne. So Renus
Yes.
and Jacob Abels. Renus, we love Renus. He's fabulous. So he ended up his rank was 14th. The last driver to obtain a seat for the 2025
Right.
season, like by the skin of his teeth. So, and we talked about earlier of kind of like where he's going to end up in 2026, and we still don't know yet. But he, I think he did well. I know he was in,
Yeah.
he was okay with this season. I'm glad he had the chance to be
Same.
in a seat this year.
Yeah. And with he podiumed, he got second place, a
Yep.
coin car in second place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I know we've talked about this previously, but Dale coin cars are not built for oval racing.
No.
And while both of them were in bump day, which was very hard to watch, Renus could extract as much as he can from those cars and still do well. And I think Coin is in a transitional time as a race team where they are getting great talent, getting more investment, they are getting more visibility. And I think Renus had a lot to do with that this season of, hey, you don't have to be either a brand new Indy Lights graduate to race a coin. You could be somebody in the midfield and go to a team like Coin and still perform better than a Foyt car,
Yeah.
better than the third Andretti car. A Coin outperformed Marcus Ericsson, which,
Mm-hmm.
like, so I think this season is why the rumors are being fueled that he might go to Penske, because
The
if it
potential,
wasn't
for sure.
for the craziness of the 500, he was still doing well from starting in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Renus, he has so much potential, and I think all of us fans are just waiting for this incredible driver and this incredible man to have the opportunity to be in a good car that he can really show why he deserves to be here.
Yeah.
And I will cheer him on no matter what team he's on, because he is just a genuinely nice human being. He loves IndyCar. Like he's obsessed with IndyCar. His family's obsessed with IndyCar. And I wanted to give him 4 stars. I really did, but I that one glimmer of hope of the podium was like, yes, but I think overall for a coin, 3 stars, a good season, I think that's good enough for right now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So then let's go to Jacob.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart, unfortunately. So he was ranked 27th, which I guess technically that is its last place, right? You
Yeah.
know, you have the other drivers that just like peaked in for the Indy 500. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen like the ranks and things like that. So no wins, no poles, no top tens, no top fives. He was bumped, like we talked about, from the 500, so he didn't get that opportunity to race. But like he just couldn't find a groove, couldn't punch it out this
Yeah.
year. Like that really, it's hard. That's hard to watch, especially for a
Yeah.
rookie.
Because he's such a good kid.
Right.
Like he is so positive, even when things weren't. Even like I remember his interview after he was bumped. Like he was such. You could tell he was upset, but he was also just so positive about like I. This is a dream. I want to be here, and yes, it sucks, but I'm going to keep pushing. And I do think that he should have stayed one more year in Indy next. I think he should have given himself another year, but it was hard. He had that. I think he had his top finish was 11th
Yeah.
in Iowa, and so that was he was so excited about that. And him and his relationship with Renus. Come on, you can't ask for a better teammate to
Yeah.
have during a not great year. And it's sad that there are. I think we're 100%, 99.9% certain he won't be on the grid next year. But he did his best as he could in a car that needed work, and you needed somebody with veteran experience to get to know how to extract it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to give him 2 stars. It was,
Yeah.
but the performance was there to show for 2 stars.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay.
So I don't know. For 2026, I don't even know if I want to give a prediction for Coin because we have no idea who the hell's going to drive for him.
Right.
So I think we pass on that one, and we can do that once we know who's going to be in those
We know who's
seats.
going to be in the seats. Yeah, because like we did hear, wasn't there? There was a press release to say that he should be announcing the drivers by Halloween. Which okay,
We'll see.
all right,
Okay, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
All right.
All
Our
right,
last team for this at least episode is Ed Carpenter Racing.
Mhm.
So ECR definitely shook things up by letting Renus go and signing Alex Rossi.
Mhm.
And they got a brand new sponsorship, brand new co-owner, and a kick-ass livery.
For sure.
Great merch.
Yeah,
And they had really 2 good drivers.
yeah. I mean, both drivers were pretty successful this year. So I mean, we love Rossi. We've talked about him quite a few times during the season. Um, but I mean, compared to what he's achieved in the past, it's still just kind of like a meh. It was an okay year for him. You know, we've seen him do much better and things like that. You know, he's another one that he's won a 500 in the past too. Um, but this season he was ranked 15th. Okay, right? Was
Yeah.
top 10 7 times, top 5 twice. You know, I'd like to see a little bit more from him.
Yeah, and I think the momentum for Ed Carpenter Racing was definitely like towards the end tail half of the season.
Mhm.
You could definitely see that they were moving into a good direction. So I think that it just takes time, right? When you have an influx of investment coming in, money can fix some problems, but it takes time for like the consistency to be there.
Yeah.
So I think Rossi he had a decent season. I think 3 stars, perfect season.
Yeah.
But overall, I think he became a dad. He had some incredible moments, some incredible highs, some incredible lows with the 500. But I know he's hungry for more, so it'll be very interesting to see what he does next year.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But then we have his teammate, the diva himself, Christian Rasmussen.
The thorn in people's sides.
You know what?
That's
That thorn, keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it there forever.
For sure.
He was the story that no one wrote for 2025. And I'm all for it. Came out of left field. Like, we knew he was aggressive from, seasons past, but all that needed to happen was an itty bitty tiny rain cloud in Milwaukee, and everyone was just like, shit, this kid's actually really good.
Right.
And Christian Rasmussen fans from all season were like, oh, come back. Welcome to our fan club. This is why we love him.
Yeah. So
the win in Milwaukee, perfection. It was the perfect IndyCar race. He was 13th in the championship.
Definitely made it exciting to watch, especially being there, right? We're just
God.
What is this going to happen? Oh my God, Pelot's not going to win this?
Shocker, Pelot's not going to win.
Shocker.
Doing donuts at the finish, like it was like he won the 500. Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
But I still think that his aggression is warranted. I love bumping, grinding, racing. It's great. I still think that he's going to not make a lot of friends on the grid.
Not. 100% not.
He doesn't give two shits about that, which stunning.
Yeah. Nor should he, right? I mean, if you're everybody at work, you don't. I mean, you have your friends at work, but you know, if you want to succeed, if you want to be that high performer, you're not going to make friends doing it.
Why would you change your driving style if that's how you drove your whole life? And
for sure,
shut up your haters by winning or getting podiums. And the people that are crying about you racing are probably finishing 14th and you're finishing second.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So I do think that he had a decent season. I still think that he needs to do better on road and street courses. But I think overall 3 stars. Him and Rossi just had a good, consistent season. And that's great. For Ed Carpenter Racing, 3s are good.
Yep. For sure.
So we'll see what 2026 brings. I still think that they'll do well. I think a 3 is expectation for Ed and all the investment.
For sure.
But we'll see.
Cool.
All right. Well, so that's going to be for the first half. We will do the second half of the grid in our next episode. Before we close, we did get one question from Simon from Germany, and it's about green flags and red flags of the season. So his question is which teams or drivers were true green flags? These are going to be positive surprises or just your personal, yes, green flags all the way. Which were your red flags? So were those the hate cauldron drivers that are just, being out there being negative Nancy's? And with 2025 still having scandals and rule disputes and, FIA hatred towards the IndyCar technical teams, what were some of the biggest moments so far that you could think of for 2025?
So, of course, I always think about red flags because, I don't know why. It's just that they're the ones that really make the headlines versus the green flags, right? So, just thinking about Santino's attitude and stuff like that when he was driving, just he's also a thorn in people's sides, and just the emotional racing that you need to learn how to separate yourself, and that's damaging to your performance. So, I just really think that he needs to. As a fellow Italian, I understand the fire. I understand that passion that you feel. But sometimes you do have to lock it up and just be like, okay, I'm going, don't sacrifice your performance because of your emotions of what's happening.
Yeah. I think for me, and I've red flag at least for, I have two red flags. One for a driver. I think Connor Daly, which I think is funny and fitting that Santino is yours.
Yes.
Not that he did anything bad. I'm not saying that he did anything that would cause uproar, but for someone that's a seasoned driver that has been in IndyCar in some capacity for many, many, many years, I would expect that his reaction to certain things after the race would be a little bit more, not media trained, because I love the non-media trained drivers, but more
Yeah.
like, more down to earth, more calm, cool, collected. After the adrenaline has worn off and all of that stuff, I just think that he sometimes, at least like on his podcast and on Twitter and stuff, like he carries that weight with him. And while we love to read it, it sometimes is like, okay, Connor, like take a minute, go to therapy, go get a massage, go do some yoga,
Right.
woosah kind of thing. And my second red flag is I think this
Mm-hmm.
season the drivers the drivers learned a lot about what it means to be online and what you say to your fans on your Instagram, on Twitter. Um, you're going to always have fans, you're always going to have haters, but we are living in a time where there are a lot of topics that are polarizing, and some drivers learned the hard way that um, you have to be true to yourself, but you also have to check yourself at the same time.
Right. They have a platform and they have to be careful of what they say. There's a lot of people that
Yep.
are listening to them.
Yep. And it doesn't have to necessarily be around current events or what's happening in the world. It could be about things that happen on the racetrack too. But going to Twitter and tweeting things or posting things or liking things, you are visible. And that doesn't mean they can't be themselves, but at the same time, they're public figures for
Yep.
millions of fans.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, I think the red flag for me is just that a lot of drivers learned the hard way about how they act. Even like Joseph Newgarden, like he was like, I don't want to talk to the media because they misrepresent me. And we understand that, but that's part of your job at the same time.
Yep.
So I think the world is changing, and the way people perceive one another is, whether it's good or bad, is there. But I think a lot of the drivers learned that. I think IndyCar did too. IndyCar, like how they reacted to Attenuator Gate, how they did certain things, people called them out for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's not going to go away now. We're
Right.
too connected.
Right.
So,
Yep.
but green flags, this one's hard because
it is a hard one, right? Like, I just think, green flags, when something bad happens to a driver and the way that they react to it shows who they really are.
Yeah.
And the one person that could have been a huge asshole about it, could have been way more angry and things like that. I just think about Scotty Mack in the 500 and when he
Yeah.
spun out, and like he really just like was super vulnerable in that moment, took time for himself to just like sit there with his like covering his face, but still got up and talked to the media, and like even like shared like a little kiss with his wife, that his wife gave him like support and stuff like that. Kind of just shows what kind of person that he is, that like
Yeah.
it's easy to throw your helmet and be aggressive and kick the car and shit like that, and he did none of that. Like he was still like just showed grace during that moment. So he's just, it just seems like he's a super really cool guy, and knows how to compose himself in times of trouble.
Yeah. And I think he's just down to earth, right? Like he probably was devastated. And I think he even said like, I wouldn't even wish this on my biggest enemy. And I'm like, you have enemies? Really?
Right, yeah, there's no way that nobody hates you, sir. Like
No. But I commend him for that, because doing that in such a it, IndyCar's public, but that is like the Coliseum of public forum.
Right. Yep.
And he just showed up to the next race
Yep.
and just was like, yep, it happened. And I'm like, damn, who is your therapist? Drop the number, because
Mm-hmm.
I want to know who got you to work through that. But
No, I think it's just
um
his Australian blood. I think that's just being an
oh,
Australian.
it's that down under.
That's
That's
the right.
the,
The
down under
no worries,
mentality.
mate. Right. That's their tagline for everything.
I think my green flag is when Schwartzy got pole at the 500.
Yes.
And
Yes.
seeing Prema, like the team, like just being there together, and like they haven't, up to that point it wasn't good. He got his car blew up at one point, remember, like
Yeah.
that. And a rookie who has never raced on an oval just literally wiped the floor of the asses of Pillow and Pato and Felix. Like, just seeing that joy of like, holy shit, I just did this.
Yeah.
I think that was definitely like one of the moments this season where I was like, this is why I watched this. This is why I dedicate my Sundays and weekends
Mm-hmm.
and off time to this.
Mm-hmm.
Because who knows? Like, he might never have that opportunity again. He might, he had a pretty horrible Indy 500, but that moment, like,
I mean,
I was, what?
yeah. I mean, just the qualifying process in general for the 500 is intense. So for
Yeah.
him to perform that well during that and his rookie season is awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah. So, um, I think that's for me. Like, I think we've talked ad nauseum around attenuator gate and what that means for Penske, and the technical specs and why there's inconsistencies with yellows and things like that. But I think overall we're going to get that everywhere. We get
Yeah.
that with the FIA. We get that in MotoGP. We get that in IMSA. We're human, and rules are subjective. And I think until the robots are telling us what's right and wrong, it's just going to continue happening.
Yeah.
And it sucks. But it's part of racing. I think it's just people are pushing the limit of what black and white is, and they're living in that gray, and they all want to win. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. That's all they care about, is winning. So I think we're good. I think for me, it's the drivers, it's the moments, it's those Cinderella stories, it's the, Connor Christian Rasmussen drama. It's all of that. It's
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. So, but thank you, Simon, for your question. We appreciate it. So stay tuned for our second episode. That will be the rest of the team. So that will be coming after this one. And thank you so much for listening to us yap about the season and the first half of the drivers. But if you like listening, please check us out on socials. It's Lap It Like It's Hot on Instagram, Threads, BlueSky, and TikTok. You can also listen to our podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. And we will see you guys soon with our second half of the season and some more hot takes about the rest of the drivers. So thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.